What's up, guys? Live at TSN in Toronto, Canada, promoting UFC 206, December 10th, Air Canada Arena, Toronto, Canada, the Great White North. I cannot wait to defend my title here. Now I'm here to answer some of your questions. Let them fly. Don't hold back. I promise you, Daniel over here is not going to give me only the good questions to answer. I can handle it. My feelings won't get hurt. Go ahead and let it go.
First question is, how are you enjoying Canada so far? What are your thoughts on the Great White North?
Okay, so very, very interesting that my first question was, you're not a fake champion. John Jones is the real champion. That's normally what comes right away. But, hey, thank you. Canada's great. Beautiful, beautiful country. It's awesome. I love the people. Majority of the people. I met a lady this morning that was not pleasant. She actually got mad at me because the driver took me to Starbucks and parked in the bike lane. I had no idea he was parked in the bike lane. I don't even know what a bike lane is. Anyways, when I came out of Starbucks, lady comes charging down the street at me. Driver tries to tell me, he goes, this lady's going to come in and yell at you about me being parked here. And I don't have enough time to really get my defense together. So the lady charges at me and she goes, starts telling me about the bike lane and how it's rush hour and that I'm very privileged to have him parked there. I'm like, ma'am, I had no idea what a bike lane is. She tried to call the cops. So people up in Toronto really do take that bike lane seriously. Safe to say I'm never parking in the bike lane again. What's a bike lane?
Curtis wants to know, how much weight do you cut before a fight initially?
What's up, Curtis? How you doing, man? I'm 8 weeks from the fight. Right now I'm about 30 pounds overweight, so I'm like 235. I will diet down now. I'll try to lose 2 pounds a week up until fight week, so I'll be around 220 when I get to Toronto, and then I'll lose that last 15 pounds in water. But yeah, 2 pounds a week I try to excuse me, guys. 2 pounds a week is normally what I try to diet off, and then I'll be about 220 fight week.
Aaron wants to know, what would your dream fight be if you have one?
Aaron, how you doing, Aaron? Dream fight. Honestly, it would be John Jones again. You know, he's the only guy that professionally has beat me. And when you go down in history and you look at this sport, he will be mentioned as one of the greatest. So a lot of people have to go back in history to find a great that they would want to compete against. I live in a world where one of the guys that will be remembered as the greatest or one of the greatest is active and available. So it'd probably be John Jones again, honestly.
Peter wants to know, do you think that this will be the toughest fight that you've had yet?
No. I mean, I honestly don't know if I will ever have a tougher fight than Alexander Gustafsson. Someone asked me once, they go, how many matches does Gustafsson need to win in order to get another championship fight? I'm like, 5 or 6. Keep him as far away from me as possible. So if I got to build Alexander Gustafsson's road back to a championship, I'm probably going to make him go all around the world before I have to fight him again. That was super tough.
Obviously, a very popular question here as well. Do you have any thoughts on the GSP situation?
George St. Pierre, my guy. He was on UFC Tonight a couple weeks. UFC Tonight, my show, live on FS1 every Wednesday, 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Cheap plug. George St. Pierre, great guy. He's a great guy. Came up and said that he would fight Santa Claus to fight in Toronto. So I know he wants to fight. I believe that whatever George wants, he should get. He's a guy that his name is synonymous with the UFC. They are a team, and I believe that it should get done. And I hope that it does get done.
Tristan wants to know, what are your plans after the fight, win or lose?
After I win the fight, Tristan, I'm probably going to just go home and spend Christmas with my family. My mom and them are from Louisiana. I think by fighting December 10th, it allows me to have my entire family from Louisiana up to California for my house. So I'm going to fly my mom and dad, my sister and her kids, and her fiance, my brother, his kids, and we're all going to do a big Christmas in California. So it's going to be nice. It's going to be real nice.
Colin wants to know, who's your favorite Canadian fighter if you have one?
Favorite Canadian fighter if I have one? I mean, are we including George St. Pierre or are we not including George St. Pierre? Because I think George St. Pierre is like the best of all time. But honestly, man, I enjoy Rory McDonald. I thought Rory McDonald was the standard bearer for everyone in the welterweight division. So It was very interesting to see him lose to Stephen Thompson as he did.
Kevin wants to know, what's your mentality just before entering the octagon?
It's pretty intense, but also like relief because I'm like, finally, I'm here through training camp, through everything else. It's like, it's finally here. I get to go out and show the world what me and my team and my coaches and my training partners, what we've been working on for the last 6 to 8 weeks. It's like it's the most like at ease time that I have outside of being around my kids. I'm at ease knowing that I've done everything I can do to be successful.
Leon wants to know, when it's all said and done, what do you want to be remembered for most in your career?
Man, that's a great question, Leon. When I'm done, I want you to say, for everything that Daniel Cormier was, he was a guy that competed hard every time he stepped into the octagon. A guy that lived his life the correct way. A guy that carried himself in the way that a champion should be carried. And I know that when that dude fought, regardless of if he won or if he lost, he did as best as he could. And that's fine by me.
2 questions here. There's tons about hockey, so maybe we'll put it down. Have you ever played hockey before?
Have I ever played hockey? No, I can't skate. I'm a little heavy. I think I might fall bad. I can't ice skate at all. I tried that last Christmas, but played street hockey a couple times. That's what my kids do in the neighborhood right now. Not very good at it. Yeah, I'm not very good at hockey. That is not as easy as these guys make it look. I'm telling you.
And the second one, obviously, would be, have you tried Tim Hortons yet? Another Canadian tradition.
I just had some coffee from Tim Hortons. And they were like, it's your first Tim Hortons? I'm like, what is that? What's the difference? I had Starbucks this morning. I mean, it was good coffee. It was good coffee.
Mason wants to know, on your off days when you're not training, what's your favorite thing to do?
I play video games, and anybody can get it. Scapular Block 3 on Xbox One. If you want to play me in NBA 2K, Madden, come and get it. Last guy that played me, that actually took the challenge, ended up posted on Instagram and Twitter, getting beat by 30 points. I am the NBA 2K king.
Kareem wants to know, with your success, do you think that you could be a motivator towards other fighters in the future who are building their careers?
We are all looking for a foundation and a like a framework for what we need to do to be successful in this game. I watch guys like George St. Pierre. I watch guys like Rashad Evans when I was starting. I watch guys like Randy Couture. I watch like the best guys to try to build and model my career after, and I've been lucky enough to accomplish a lot of those things. Yeah, you should try to follow it. It's not a bad game plan. Learn everything. Train hard, work hard, compete hard. Learn how to commentate. Learn how to broadcast. Study fighting. Extend yourself and expand your horizons so that you can have a career after fighting is already done.
Tommy wants to know, what's your thoughts on union for fighters?
I haven't really put much thought into it. Obviously, if there was a union, things would be split a little bit differently. I don't really know. Yeah, I haven't really put much thought on it. I don't like to speak on things that I don't really have much input on or much. I don't have much in terms of information, so I kind of reserve my comment on that situation.
Who's your best friend in the fight game?
Best friend in the fight game? I got a couple. Luke Rockhold, Cain Velasquez. Those guys lay it on the line for me every day. They're always there for me, always supporting me, always helping me prepare. And there's nobody else. And loved Bob Cook to death, too, my manager and coach.
As a final question, what's your
Wait.
Oh,
5 more questions, yeah. Let me see. So, guys, you got to hustle. My flight leaves at 6, and it's 3:25. I don't know how far the airport is, but I'm giving, let's say, should we go 5 minutes or 10 minutes? You guys tell me. Should we go another 5 minutes or another 10 minutes? You guys go. All right, give me a question while they answer.
While they're answering, if someone wants to bulk up like you, what are some tips you got?
Eat Popeye's chicken. It's not bulking up, baby. It's just fat. It's just fat.
What do you Gerpret wants to know, what are you training most on in your training camp?
Everything, I make sure I do everything. Stand up, grappling, wrestling. People may not realize how much I actually still wrestle, even with my background in wrestling. I really, really do train a lot of wrestling to prepare.
There's a lot of people who are Canadian in this comments who obviously are saying maybe 5 so you don't miss your flight, but they'd like 10 if they can.
Okay, there we go. We'll go 7.5. Start the clock.
What's been different about cutting weight since your kidney issues?
Honestly, resources. I have more at my disposal now. So my nutritionist Daniel Leaf at Fitness VT is the best. He actually lives with me as I prepare for my fights. So he comes in, cooks all my meals, watches me. Guy's a Marine. So when I get up at night to try and go downstairs, maybe sneak into the pantry, he wakes up. I'm like, Dan, I'm just getting water. It's just water. So I try to fight him all the time, but he's good for me. He's very good for me.
A couple people are wondering, what are your opinions on McGregor's fighting style? I
think it's very interesting. It's very exciting. I love that he has so much power. I love that he's so fast and he's so accurate. The one thing I would like more is if everything wasn't so hard so that he doesn't tire himself out trying to knock guys out. That's the only issue I have. But I think we learned a lot about Conor in the Diaz fight, that he can actually push through anything and get through bad situations. Because in that fourth round, he was done. He was so tired. He came back and won that fourth round clearly against Nate Diaz. But yeah, maybe just learn to reserve a little more energy early in the fight. I think he believes so much in his power that he's willing to put everything into every punch.
Cody wants to know, are you worried at all that there's not enough competition for you in the light heavyweight division? And if not, is there a prospect that's coming up that you see as someone you might want to face?
There are always tough guys, regardless of if they won the last fight, lost the last fight. There are a number of tough guys. But once I get through Rumble, obviously it's going to look the landscape's going to look a little different in terms of challengers, especially if Jones isn't back. But Misha Serkinov is tough. Nikita Krylov is very tough. I think those are the two brightest prospects we have coming up in the division. But I would also at some point like to get my hands on Ryan Bader.
Ben Hunter wants to be your water boy. He's saying, do you even need one?
Don't need a water boy. My coaches do that. They bring that stuff to the octagon. And Ben, in order for you to be my water boy, you'd have to come inside of the octagon in between rounds. And I need advice, fight advice, Ben, and I'm not sure if you could give me the correct advice to actually retain the UFC championship. So it's a little more to actually being a water boy in the UFC.
Bob Campbell, most underrated fighter in your opinion?
Most underrated fighter in my opinion? Honestly, man, Tyron Woodley. I know it's hard to think, being that he's a champion, but I think we kind of take advantage and we bypass his greatness. This guy has been the UFC champ. He's a great athlete, can wrestle, he can strike, and he's only gotten better. So, yeah, I think Tyron Woodley's a little underrated and underappreciated.
Gurpreet wants to know, are you excited for Ronda Rousey's return?
I'm very excited about Ronda coming back. She belongs in the octagon.
And people are commenting on Bader. They think that you would destroy him.
Yes, I would destroy Bader.
Tommy wants to know, will you move up to heavyweight?
No. I'm going to fight at 205 until I'm done. I like this weight class. I found success here, and I don't have to worry about fighting Cain Velasquez. I think they're wrapping it up on us, guys. They are saying that we are. So you got 2 more questions. That's it.
2 more questions? All right.
Get them good.
Some keep saying heavyweight. Sorry, keep scrolling through. Oh, yes, this has popped up 1,000 times. Poutine. Have you tried that while you're here?
Poutine.
Yes.
I don't know what that is. I've actually only been here since 11:55 last night, and I'm getting on the plane at 6 o'clock. I have to go tomorrow, man. My kids, I know it's time to train, for my fight, but I had prior arrangements to take my kids to Disneyland for a day on Wednesday. And so I have to fly home tonight, get home at midnight, drive to my house, which is 40 minutes away, sleep for a few hours, get up at 6, grab my kids, go to the airport, for an 8:30 flight to Disneyland. And we're in Disneyland tomorrow from 11 until about 9 o'clock at night. And then I go home and I finish my training camp on Thursday. So I haven't had enough time to have poutine. I actually don't know what it is, though.
And finally, Sonny wants to know your favorite place to fight.
My favorite place to fight.
Tell
Somebody tell me, before I answer that question, would someone tell me what poutine is? Now, Daniel, poutine.
Gravy on top of fries with cheese curds.
Sounds amazing! Gravy on top of fries with cheese? It sounds amazing! I haven't had it, but maybe I'll come back up after I fight or something. That sounds amazing. Last question was, what?
Where your favorite place to fight?
I like fighting in Vegas. I think my favorite, though, is Houston, because it's only 3.5 hours from my hometown, so all my family gets to come out and watch, from distant relatives to close relatives. Houston's the best.
All right, awesome.
Toronto. I love to fight in Toronto.
All right, awesome. Thank you so much.